health seekers. Health Origins here, and we are here to share our story with you. Today, well, it's actually tomorrow really, but we are filming ahead of time. So tomorrow we'll put up this video for you, which is going to be 1st of October 2017, and that's 2 years to the day when we became vegan. Woohoo! So yeah, but with all the videos we shared so far with you on this channel, we never really describe or explained of why did we go vegan, didn't tell our story.
So I suppose it all started with me. I have an underactive thyroid, and at the very beginning of 2015 I was trying to research how to heal myself, and I wanted to do it naturally. I didn't want to be on drugs for the rest of my life because that's what the doctors had told me, and I'd suffered a lot of bad symptoms because of it. Anyone with an underactive thyroid will know. You have brain fog, you're very lethargic, chronic constipation, cold hands and feet. The kind of list just goes on and it affects everything because it kind of negatively affects your metabolism. So I was researching very hard into that, and we stumbled across a guy on YouTube called John Bergman, and he's a chiropractor in America. So he was talking about kind of healing through organic foods and also obviously chiropractic treatment.
Yeah, and he's got a YouTube channel which we obsessed about. We watch loads and lots of his videos.
we don't watch him anymore because we feel we've kind of moved on from that. But at the time, it was a real springboard into this world of
organic foods
and health.
Yeah. So from that, we kind of took the organic and ran with it. So we've changed our whole foods, what we were buying. So basically we subscribed to some local organic farmers, kind of bags and schemes. We also enrolled to get like a meat box from our organic farmer just along the road. So organic eggs and so on. So we kind of switched to organic. So that was kind of the first step. But obviously we were still eating meat and just the regular kind of diet. But then
after that we went paleo.
Yeah, to the other spectrum.
So we're complete opposite side to what we are now. But obviously, I suppose everyone falls into a trap like that at some point.
We were researching, and it seemed like quite a healthy diet to do, because we thought, because gluten, we found that gluten can be bad for thyroid condition. So we thought, well, maybe the grains, all the breads and things, we weren't eating that much, but still we thought, well, maybe let's try paleo and go kind of grain free pretty much, which is caveman diet or paleo, that's what it is. So we tried that for about maybe 7-8 months, to see how that goes. And so basically we were eating mainly, meat and veg, if you kind of, so the other end of the spectrum, like I said. But then yes, one night.
Yeah, we had a turning point.
Yeah.
We had Netflix at the time, and we watched the documentary Cowspiracy, which no doubt many of you will have seen.
Yeah, we just came across it just by accident. We weren't looking for anything diet related or anything. We were just seeing it. It was free, it was interesting documentary. We were into documentaries, into all kinds of conspiracy theory documentaries. And that seemed like obviously ticking the boxes. There was Cowspiracy. It
perked the interest, let's just say. So we kind of watched that, and at the end of the movie, we literally both looked at each other a little bit like this. And it was, like I say, it was just kind of like a light bulb going off. From that moment on, we literally were vegan. So we were paleo, and then after that, we were vegan. I think I think a lot of people will say, well, hang on, you can't just go vegan off one documentary, but because of all the research I've done, I mean, we been researching for almost a year, almost exclusively every night after work, bang, 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 we were
on different health kind of
lots of
issues
different
and things,
and then when we seen Cowspiracy, it
just
was
made
kind of like
sense.
everything just kind of tick,
Slotted into place.
everything slotted, and we kind of thought, wow, this just makes so much sense. So we thought, well, let's go for it, let's try this.
And the next day, basically, we've cleared our cupboards, cleared our our fridge and freezer, given the stuff that wasn't vegan to our friends and family, and just started a new leaf of a new chapter of our lives.
So obviously, I mean, I know Cowspiracy isn't about health, but we were really doing it for health reasons at the start.
Especially for your,
because it
health
had all
reasons.
started with me looking for my a cure to my thyroid issues.
And actually, you felt the benefits quite early on, didn't
It was
you?
very, very early. I mean, it took about 2 weeks before my system cleared. Before I literally felt my system clear. Within those 2 weeks, I kind of felt very bloated, and I was wondering, well, what's going on here? But because I'd researched so much, I kind of expected it because of all the extra kind of fibre going in. And after that 2 weeks, my system was clear, everything was running properly, and all my symptoms cleared. I'm not going to say I cured my thyroid because I still have to take my thyroxine every day. My particular type of underactive thyroid, it must be genetic. It's down as genetic on my kind of doctor's notes. But what happens is my pituitary gland releases the thyroid stimulating hormone totally fine, but my thyroid just doesn't produce anywhere near the amount of thyroxine needed. I have no idea why.
Very scientific there for you guys, eh? Lost me totally there.
But I'm definitely the more scientific one, I
Yeah.
suppose, of the two of us.
Yeah, but anyway, the main point of this was that after 2 weeks of going on to a vegan diet, Mark's constipation was gone. Like, he was constipated all his life since he can remember.
What? It must be about 25 years.
Yeah.
And
And
I'd
then-
never ever been able to go regularly to the toilet. And sometimes it would go as long as kind of a week between one time and another going to the toilet. And now, I mean, it's kind of night and day. It's twice, sometimes 3 times a day. It's very rare it's 3 times, but at least once, sometimes twice a day.
It's amazing.
And it's really easy, no problems whatsoever.
There we go.
Okay.
So we were really amazed that after 2 weeks of just change of diet to veganism, that has cleared, and also your other symptoms like cold hands and feet also was diminishing a bit.
It's diminished. I still do have cold hands and feet, but if I eat enough, I just get really hot everywhere. It's
Thermogenesis, isn't it?
Yeah. Come on, Scratch, out of there. Yeah, so my cold hands and feet got better. My brain fog went away. My energy levels went up, so I was able to work out a lot. I got really into my exercise. Just everything. My concentration got better. My zest for life came back. I was kind of really lethargic and not wanting to do anything, but I discovered that I then wanted to learn. I started learning lots of new things and reading and doing lots of exercise and sports and what
It's
have you.
amazing how diet could change so many things, but it really makes sense when you think about it, because you need to fuel your body with the right type of fuel. So if you put say diesel in your petrol car, you're not going to go very far, are you? It's gonna it's gonna break down, it's gonna damage the engine eventually, and it's not gonna work. And we are putting wrong fuel day after day into our bodies, and then we are surprised when we get all kinds of ills and chronic diseases and things like that. It's because we're not putting the right fuel.
I think people don't generally notice it because it kind of creeps up on you.
Yeah.
Through
gradual,
food, it's kind
isn't
of
it?
it's a very gradual kind of build up of kind of things going wrong and wrong. So you don't have this kind of, oh, I eat this and then all of a sudden, oh, I feel really terrible now, I've got diabetes, you know, or whatever it is. You kind of build up to it and you kind of, you know, you get insulin resistance and all that.
But it's amazing how quickly your body actually, you know, starts appreciating the right food and clears you know, your body of kind of illnesses and diseases. Like in, you know, Mark's case, it was 2 weeks, you know, of eating this kind of way, and the constipation that was there all his life went away. It's just,
Yeah, and it, like I say, it was with me all my life.
yeah, basically your body wants to be healthy, your body wants to help and heal you. You just need to give it the right fuel, you know, the right nutrition. So yeah, so that was really amazing results from, you know, straight away for me. So like I didn't have any health issues as such, you know, so I was always kind of trying to eat rather healthy anyway, by my standards that I knew back then, you know. I kind of didn't buy processed foods much, you know. I kind of cooked at home from scratch a lot of times. But one thing I've noticed as the years went by, from about when I was 29, nearly 30, the weight, you know, started creeping up a bit. So I wasn't changing much what I was eating, but the weight just started creeping up, and I thought, well, that must be just natural. My metabolism is slowing down. I've heard it everywhere, you know.
Yeah,
they
when you
say,
get to that age, it
yeah,
starts
they
slowing
say
down,
like
yeah.
the older you get, the metabolism slows
Once
down.
you're in your 30s, oh, it starts creeping
Yeah,
up.
so that's what I thought. That's what I thought it is, you know. And it was obviously a bit kind of, you know, worrying. I didn't want to gain all this weight, and you know, I gained like maybe extra 6, 7, 8 kilos, I think, you know, from my previous kind of body, you know, like my 20-odd-year-old body. So, but once we switched to veganism, that weight slowly but surely started to go down, and it took me about 6 to 8 months, I think, about 6 months, I think, that I lost about 6 kilos, you know, just from switching to vegan diet. And that was, you know, the biggest transformation, and you know,
Just to clarify, when we say vegan, we are talking about a whole food, plant-based diet, which happens to be vegan.
yeah, like we were never, even when we first switched, we never into like these kind of pre-packaged meats and fake, you know, this and that, fake cheeses, fake meats. We were kind of more of trying to maybe researching. I was really into researching actually recipes, how to make like all kinds of different cheeses, from like nuts, you know, cashew based cheeses, then like veggie based cheeses, which I'm gonna actually share with you on this channel, you know, or, you know, a few different kinds of cheeses that we use, which I think it's quite popular, you know, for vegans, because that cheese is one thing that people...
A lot of people say they can't live without it, basically.
Find it so hard to give up cheese. They said, well, I couldn't be vegan because I couldn't give up cheese, you know, so we'll, you know, I'll share all of these, you know, recipes, but that's kind of what we were doing. We were experimenting with different, you know, techniques and things with the whole foods, rather than buying you know, kind of pre-prepared fake meats and fake cheeses and things like that. So yeah, anyways, but there was, you know, a few, you know, extra discoveries and things that we, you know, found along the way.
Well, at the time we were watching a lot of vegan YouTubers such as Freelee, the Banana Girl, Happy Healthy Vegan, and Vegan Gains, which, Happy Healthy Vegan, and Vegan Gains, and you know, we love them. We were learning a lot from them. You know, obviously, kind of on every channel you kind of hear things that are wrong and things that are right.
Yeah.
But
so like we were really, you know, we bought into this Freelee, like eat as much as you can, stuff your face, you know, have like 2-liter smoothie in the morning and all of this, you know, which, you know, can be a bit misleading, you know, because you don't really need that much, or especially like a woman like me, I don't need 2 liters of smoothie in the morning, which I was kind of, you know, doing at the beginning, but we kind of over time and over experimenting, you know, we found our own, you know, portions and our own flow. And then one really, you know, kind of another little turning point that we, you know, along the way, when I found Dr. John McDougal.
Oh yeah.
And that was a happy moment for Mark here.
Yeah, I love that.
Because he is proper starchivore, he is. So like his book, The Starch Solution.
Recommend you get it, by the way. It just sets a foundation for how you should plan your meals, and it makes you understand why. And once you've got that, you can just go. It's brilliant.
So that gave a bit more structure to our meals, you know, kind of we knew how to base them around starches, around, you know, potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans, lentils, that kind of thing, and then obviously have it with other cooked or fresh vegetables, you know, a bit of nuts, a bit of seeds, and no oil. That was kind of...
No oil!
No oil, no, it's not healthy, not even olive oil is healthy. But anyway, so that's maybe a topic for another time. But yeah, so that's what we kind of discovered from Dr. John McDougal.
That kind of got us onto a lot of other YouTube doctors. We had Dr. Colin Campbell, who did the China solution. Really
study. The China study.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the China study. They're all melding into one.
I've read that book, so yeah, so we got that.
It's fabulous. Another one that I recommend. Then there was Dr. Esselstyn.
Heart health.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff on cardiac health. And then there's Dr. Neil Barnard, who does a lot on diabetes research. And then there's Michael Greger, who a lot of you will know.
Who knows it all?
He's really good on nutritionfacts.org. He'll go through all the scientific studies and tell you what's good and what's bad about certain ingredients, and he has a lot of videos about certain diseases as well that he goes through.
Yeah,
so.
It's an excellent website to go and find some, you know, facts if you're not sure about some ingredients, or you know, some different things about veganism, or a product, or you know, soy or anything. You know, you can go on there, and he's got like so many different videos and so many different articles that you can just, it's a wealth of information. It's great. And he's got a book called How Not to Die. Yeah, nobody wants that. So yeah, so that's quite a good book to read. I haven't read that. You've started it, haven't you? But
well, I've kind of read nearly all of the chapters on kind of health issues, because the second half of the book's all about kind of how to implement it into your life. So,
yeah.
But I haven't done that bit yet. But I've done all the kind of scientific-y bit.
Yeah. So yeah, so we've come across all these doctors, and that cemented even more into our minds that this is the right path to take, you know, and now basically we don't see any other way. We can't see ourselves ever changing from veganism, and we also realize that veganism is so much more than just food choices. You know, we realized, you know, over time that it's obviously for the animals as well, you know,
Well, it's mainly for the animals. I mean, veganism itself is just about not exploiting animals in any shape or form.
And also, that also ties in so well with the planet, you know, because I'm really into everything kind of eco-friendly and not littering, not polluting, and it all just ties in together so well. It's just like a big circle. One thing complements the other. So it just makes so much sense, you know. In fact, we don't know how we did not know about this earlier, but you know,
it's funny
now
when you think back,
but now as we do, you know, we can actually so relate to other people that maybe are still looking for answers, you know. So yeah, and it can be quite overwhelming when you think about all these issues in the world, you know, like pollution, animal cruelty, and obesity, and all these chronic illnesses and things. But veganism gives us a vehicle, you know, to actually do something about it now at this present moment with what you choose to put on your fork or your spoon, you know, with every bowl. You know, with every meal, you can actually change the world little by little, and the more of us actually, you know, come, you know, come to this realization that, you know, that veganism is the only way forward, then, you know, the faster and, you know, the quicker we'll change the world for the better. So that was amazing. And don't subscribe to the stigma. We kind of thought it might be that, you know, you might have heard yourself that, oh, it's so limiting, you know, the veganism is just,
really not.
it's so really limiting, not. You know, like, oh, what, like, but I want my cheese, what I'm gonna eat, you know, there's...
People only say this because they don't actually know. It's like, oh, what am I going to eat? They're actually thinking, you know, I don't know what I can eat on a vegan diet, you know. And once you get started on a vegan diet, you start learning. And when you start learning, you have this massive discovery of what there is out there.
There's such a new world, especially for me. You know, it's a new world of like flavors, textures, spices, ingredients, fruits and different things that we never ever heard about. Durian fruit, for example, would have never, probably ever. It wasn't nice, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it was good to try it, you know.
To try it, like jackfruit. We love jackfruit, you know. We would never
so
probably good. Kind of tried it if
I'd
it
never
wasn't,
even heard of it prior to going vegan.
Exactly. It just, you know, opens, you know, the world of culinary adventures for me anyway. And guys...
And I get to be taste tester.
Yes, so everybody's happy. So anyway, so that's why we want to share this new world with you, our viewers, you know, to invite you and, you know, share all our discoveries and, you know, our recipes and the world of, you know, food adventures with you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment in, you know, down below if you've got any questions or would like to tell us something.
Yeah, let us know what was your turning point, or what was your story if you're vegan, you know. Tell us what got you onto a vegan path, you know, and if you're not vegan, you know, just tell us what intrigued you in this video perhaps, and if you're willing to give it a go. So yeah.
So thanks very much for watching, guys.
Yes, and happy 1st of October, everybody. See you next time.
Take care.